Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lions Den. My name is Loren Lyons, and today I have a very special guest. Not only is she an amazing hairstylist, she's also an amazing hair colorist, and she has her own cooking show and podcast show. She's a hottie podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ashley Douglas.
Hi, everybody. Oh, thank you for that. That was a nice introduction.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to have you here today and join my show and come to and we can get a chance to really talk about I think relevant conversation that we have kind of seen go all over the place, not only now, but with TikTok, but throughout the year. So I'm so excited to deep dive and talk with you more and learn more.
Yay.
So, first, before we get started, can you share with folks just some background on your hair care journey and how you got into the hair care industry?
Okay, well, honestly, I was born into this career. Ever since I was a little girl, I used to love Barbie dolls, playing with my Barbie dolls' hair, going to my grandmother's house, playing in their hair. So it's always been a passion of mine to be in the beauty industry in that way. And just as I got older, that's what I pursued.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how many years have you been had your hair care salon?
I've had my salon for 9+ years now. So 9 years in almost 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And then I've been a licensed cosmetologist for 16 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know,
Wow.
man.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
It
So,
happened out of nowhere.
wow, can you share a little bit more about that? Like, what was that process like?
Well, like when you first get started in the game of cosmetology, I know as for me, I was such a student for so many years. And I just always believe, even now, I can learn from the girls younger than me. I can learn from anybody. And I feel like if you on any type of journey, never close yourself off from learning. However, just me being that way, so passionate about cosmetology and wanting to learn over the years, it's like, dang, okay. 1 year, 2, 5. And then next thing you know, we at 16 years. And now, there's younger girls asking me questions or looking up to me for certain things. So it was like, dang, it just happened all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Wow. So with you being in the game and doing hair for a very long time and seeing the different trends evolve and change and alter,
Yeah.
can you talk about some of the positive and negative ways you've seen the hair care industry change from the time you started from the time you started until now?
Okay. Well, I'll start with the negative so I can end on a positive. But as far as the negative things in the industry, there is an abundance of them. Some of the things I would say would be the respect factor in the career. Maybe I'm not exactly sure if it's cultural or if it's because it's a creative type of career. So you can do it at home. You could be a kitchen stylist, hairstylist, charge whatever you want to charge. And maybe that's why the respect factor is so low in the industry. But really, people who are going to work, career women, and men, anything that you're doing in your life, you want to look good. Everybody's depending on us to look presentable in their everyday life. So we're actually very important. And that's something that, and also it takes a lot of work to be able to beautify people and also counsel, because that's what we do too. We're counseling, we're making you look good inside and we're making you feel good on the we're making you feel good on the inside and making you look good on the outside. So I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't put a lot of respect upon. in the beauty industry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really good point about making people feel like not only on the outside but on the inside, because I can remember, being young and every Saturday going to the hair salon with my mom, and it was kind of like almost like a rite of passage to like black womanhood in a sense, because it would
Yes,
be there and you would just see a lot of women just come together, talk,
definitely.
and it would be it's kind of it was healing, and it was a great experience to get that feeling and leave the salon feeling confident and feeling great about yourself.
Definitely.
So
And
I
you know
do. Oh, go ahead,
oh,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
No.
And that just takes a lot of energy, because a lot of times in this industry, you're gonna get different spirits, different energies, different people that are coming into your chair. They may be in great moods. They may
Mhm,
be in not so great moods.
mhm,
They may be dependent on you, because that's the only time that they're getting to unwind. A lot of people are so booked and busy. They got kids. I
mhm,
mean, it's like for a lot of people, that's the only time where they can get peace. So with that being said, if you're a great stylist, you're taking all that into consideration, regardless of whatever it is that you have going on, because we have things going on too. You know what I mean? Like, of course, everybody does, but you taking that time to do that pulls from you. That pulls a
mhm,
lot from you, and people don't understand it, because I think we do a very great job of maintaining, our happiness, of making our clients feel great. So I think that's also is a misconception,
mm,
of our personal lives, you
mhm,
know.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Yeah, because yeah, like we talked about with when you sit in that salon and to create that atmosphere, the work that you have to do in order to do it like can take a toll. So that's really something really interesting that I think a lot of people don't think about and consider. So yeah, that's a really good perspective. Never thought about it like that.
Right. And that would be one of the negatives. As far as the positive, which there's also so many positives to being a cosmetologist. One, for instance, you get to choose if you want to be on commission and work at a salon where they're going to cover all your products and you get paid hourly if you choose to do that. Or you can choose booth rental and make your own money. You don't have to, call in to take off or put in to take off. You can take off at any time you want. You can make your schedule however you want to make your schedule. And also too, dealing with people like that is so gratifying, to be able to be that person to speak life into somebody, to make somebody feel good. That's gratifying in this field. So I would say definitely those things are is a plus for me to be able to move how I want, and for me to be able to make people feel good, you know what I'm saying, about themselves,
Mhm,
and know that I had, a smidget to do with that. So
mhm.
those are definitely positives in this career.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. And something, that people, at least when I was growing up and could see, like that's what it felt like. And
Yeah.
like I think that's so great to want to leave such a positive impact for folks. And that does lead me
Definitely.
to my next question, because we are talking about pop culture, and what we're now seeing a lot of times is like on TikTok or even on Twitter, we're seeing a lot of these not so great viral stories or situations when it comes now to some hair care beauty professionals, and like especially when it comes to dealing with different textured hair like 4Cs or more coarse hair.
Mhm.
And so what why do you think that has changed in I guess trying to create that environment now? Like a lot of times you see people like you have to come, like you can't do like a full service anymore, or they don't want to talk, they don't want to engage. It's not a welcoming type of atmosphere anymore with some of these up and coming like hairstylists. Why do you think that's kind of shifted
Mm.
now?
Okay, so your question, why do I think things have shifted with the I guess the personalities or the attitudes of the new stylists from how it used to be and how it is now.
Yes.
You know, back in the day, before the internet, you know what I mean? All you had was relationship. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You based everything off of your relationships with people. So it took more effort to be nice. It took more effort to really engage with a person. You had more time, no distractions, really. You know what I mean? It's more one-on-one. We're talking, we're communicating. You were forced to do that. You were in a world of that. Now we're in a world of social media. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it definitely has some negative aspects to it. And with that being said, you're able to see so much. You're able to see so much to where the average person looking at their phone feels entitled in some kind of way, or they just feel like, you know, I don't have to be this kind of way. You know, some people feel like just they may not be comfortable in socializing in an organic way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely feel like social media has transformed a lot of people's thought processes. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very interesting point and perspective. And I can definitely agree because you can even see that like outside of just like hair care where people just aren't willing to really build and make connections with folks anymore. Um,
Yes.
yeah, so that's a very good point and something to think about. Just because, yeah, like it was just like you see these things go viral, you're like, what's going on? Like, people don't it's not the same, and so people were wondering like what's missing. So I think that's a very good perspective to bring up
Yeah.
a part of this conversation.
And
Yeah.
now when you say going viral, like what type of videos are going viral these days?
So what would happen is you would see someone share their experience if they go to a salon or go to a stylist, and they would say that like, oh, their hair because it's 4C, they can't style it, or they charge them like extra,
Ah,
like the I guess the requirements that maybe didn't happen back in the day are now happening
ah.
now. So it's like, what changed? We could just come.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
also too,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, stylists took more pride or had more integrity on wanting to have healthy hair.
Mm.
That was like, what you needed to do. We're gonna wash your hair, we're gonna treat your hair, like that mattered, no matter what weave services or whatever. Now today, a lot of things are cultural. So people are getting wigs, they're getting lace fronts. It's the trendy thing culturally for Black women. And with that being said, and with it being so popular,
Mm-hmm.
that's what these girls are wanting to do. Like
Mm.
yeah, even if they going to cosmetology school and they're doing all of that, they want to learn how to do the laces because it's big money in that business, and also it's very trendy. So if I'm going to cosmetology school today and I have interest in doing lace fronts, which I know I can make a huge salary a year just from doing lace fronts, then my mindset would probably be, I just want to do lace fronts. And also too, if you're a new stylist, a lot of people are not even requiring you to wash hair. That's like not a thing. So if you're
Yeah.
not growing up and learning that way, then you're going to school, you're like, well, I don't want to wash the hair. So I'm telling my clients, they don't have to do this, they don't have to do that, they don't have to do this, da, 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 da. They put them rules together. It's like
Overwhelming.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
that's what happens. And then they get to a point where they're just like, hey, I don't want to do 4C hair. I don't want to do, like they do it like that, but they're still making money. So that's why they're doing things like that. You just have to find a stylist who's open to it all, that's into good, healthy hair. That's why it's good to utilize your social media and try to find stylists who are really great at natural hair care or healthy hair. So,
Right, right. And one of the things
mhm.
that I can say for sure is I've been in your chair, I've been in your salon, and you could bring a full service, full like it's just so welcoming, it's so warming. Your color
Thank
game
you.
is amazing.
Thank
And
you.
so it's when you find stylists like you, it's really like the gold mine. So yes,
Thank
oh my
you.
goodness, I can go and get a one-stop shop. And because it does feel like from a consumer perspective, so rare to find someone who wants, like you said, wants care, but also
Mhm.
can do the trendy looks and be able to, do those variety type of styles. So,
Right.
shout out to you for
Oh, thank
one.
you. Woo, 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 woo.
But yeah, that's true, and that's a very good point. That's a very valid point to
Thank you.
name that like the standard kind of has shifted a lot to
Mhm.
trends and not care.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of trends, and I know like because you've been in the hair game for a long time, I know you've witnessed probably firsthand the like natural hair trend where it
Yeah.
like originally kind of started early year 2000s where women were like, now I'm gonna go natural to
Yeah.
like to kind of going back into maybe not to then the pandemic happening, it kind of
Yeah.
sparked it
Yeah.
again. And what I found interesting, because I kind of like got caught up in or like in the wave, because that's all I would do during the pandemic is like watch
Right.
these YouTubers and videos. A lot of these influencers, which was like, what was very interesting about it is they would come and like say, oh, you have to do all of this on your wash day, do
Yeah.
all of that, come up with all of these or sort of gimmicks. And it
Yeah.
was just so interesting to see so many people gallivant behind it. And you'd be
Mhm.
like, but they're not cosmetologists. Like
Yeah.
some of this was kind of baloney. Like, for
Yeah.
example, I think the one that was really people had that negatively impacted people were like rice water rinses. If you did the rice water
Mhm.
treatment, people were doing it consistently. Like they weren't doing it once or twice; they were doing it all the time because influencers were telling them this is how
Yeah.
you get your hair to grow. So, why do you think people were so eager to gallivant behind persons that really had little to no experience in hair care instead of actually listening to cosmetologists?
Well, again, it goes back to trends. What's trendy? You know, people feel like because this person is like me and they know this about hair that I'm gonna try it too because it's working for them. So I think it'll work for me. And don't let it have views. If it has a lot of views, a lot of positive comments, then people follow that because unfortunately, people are followers. You know what I mean? So, just with it being the era, that's what people do. So they'll look at things and they'll say, oh, well, her hair came out really nice. I don't really have to go to the stylist. What is the stylist really doing that's so different from this person on YouTube that
Mm,
clearly cares about their hair, that clearly has healthy hair? So I'm going to follow what they're doing to save me a little money and do it like that. But then also too, the stylists have to take responsibility as well because there's so many stylists that are losing the passion for healthy hair, are not even having one at all. Not even lost, like not even caring to have one. So if you're bumping into a bunch of different stylists who they're like, come with your hair shampoo, come with a wash, people just look and see overall what's trending and they just want to go with that, do what they're doing.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And I will say there were influencers who were very good at that. Like it would be some of them would be so ridiculous, and I'm just like, what in the world?
Mhm.
And it was really bad. But I mean, it does show the power of influencers as well,
Yeah.
because it was, I mean, different brands, hair care brands, some of them who really weren't about care, were making millions and billions of dollars off of black hair, and because of influencers. So yeah, that's very true. And that
And I
influence
want to piggyback. Oh, I'm
oh,
sorry.
no, go
I
ahead.
wanted to piggyback on something.
Hmm.
You said something about how the natural wave ended up coming, coming through over the years, because relaxers first, from my era of time, it was the Jerry curls, then it went to the relaxers, and then I feel like because of social media, people started looking, because okay, growing up as a black girl, relaxers just for me, like all those things, that's what that's what was trendy, right?
Right.
So your hair being straight was you looking presentable as a black
Hmm.
woman. Even down to our careers, your hair has to be straight. It can't be too kinky, but your hair kinky comes out of your head naturally. But that's not that for so many years has been like the no, you don't do that. Okay. So I feel like with social media, the positive is you get to see the world on social media, not just the area that you're in, you get to see the world.
Yeah.
So when you see the world, you see other black girls embracing or starting to embrace their natural hair. A lot of things that you've been taught as you were brought up, you're now having your own identity and learning who you are as a black person. So I feel like the natural hair trend was like girls were looking like, oh, this this is this is a good thing for me to wear my hair in a poof. This is a good thing for me to wear my natural hair curl. My natural hair curl isn't ugly. It isn't nappy. Those type of words that try to make you feel like the hair out your head is not beautiful. It's actually beautiful. So then people started getting on YouTube making videos about how they're taking care of their hair, and people need the advice because they don't know how to take care of their natural hair. Now you are supposed to go to your stylist because your stylist is going to tell you about your curl pattern, about the type of protein or moisturizer, steams, whatever you should be doing to your hair, because it is prescribed. Everybody's hair is not the same. So
Right.
what may work for that YouTuber influencer, it just may not work for you. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's so real. And it's, yeah, that's so honest. Where it was taboo to wear your natural hair out, or you were looked down or made fun of, to now being able to fully embrace that. And so it's a beautiful thing. But even with it, and in that though, you then still got some divisive amongst consumers with, oh, you should be doing twist outs instead of wash and goes, because twist out, like, wash and
Mm-hmm.
goes, you want your hair to look kinky and not what you were came out your
Mm-hmm.
head, and it caused a whole bunch of drama.
Exactly.
And people were just talking, influencers, as if they know. And it's like,
Exactly.
oh my God, why is no one talking to cosmetologists? Like, they're here
Mm-hmm.
and they know more about hair than we do. So,
Right.
yeah, that's all very true and all very valid points. That is the positives and negatives when it comes to the hair care industry for sure. And yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
um when what is something that, as a cosmetologist though, that you wish customers could understand, like, what's one misconception that they have about the cosmetology industry from a perspective of a cosmetologist?
Well, I do feel like there are people who don't respect or understand why stylists charge the prices that they charge, and also too don't understand why stylists go up on their prices. That's a huge misconception culturally in the field, because you know you back in the day, you probably can get a blowout for $25 or silk press,
Mhm.
get a hair color for $40, But over time, just like any job that you may have, if you're
Right.
working for the state, if you're a lawyer starting out, eventually you want to increase because over a period of time, you've been doing classes, you've been investing into these classes, thousands of dollars, and this is something I've seen another stylist talking about too.
Yeah.
We invest thousands of dollars into learning different techniques, or the time, the knowledge, all that stuff that you gain. You are supposed to increase your prices, you know what I mean? And honestly, I always say I'm not a stylist for everybody. So if you don't
Mm.
agree with the changes that I make, I don't own you. You know what I mean? Go to someone else that you feel more comfortable financially with. But I do feel like people try to combat prices, or the increase of prices when cosmetologists do that. So that's definitely
Mm.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, and that's real. That's honest, and that's truth. Like any type of industry, there's gonna always be an increase. There's gonna like people pay for what they want, and so if you want a quality product, like you're gonna have to pay for it. And so that's
Hmm.
very real and very true. That people don't always understand that. Like
Yep.
you
Yep.
truly do get what you pay for. So it's
Yeah.
like the things that are going to be good, are going to be quality. Absolutely,
Hmm.
you should be willing to pay for them. Like it,
Right.
and I don't understand that sometimes people are definitely unrealistic when it comes to that. So
Definitely.
yeah, I definitely that's very true and very real. So yeah, thank you for giving our
It
viewers insight, because it's hard out here, I'm sure.
is. It is.
Absolutely. Yes. So with like we've been talking about when it comes to trends, what are you looking forward to, or what do you hope the hair care culture, like hope that it evolves to positively? Um,
Hmm. Um, it's kind of happening a little bit right now, but I do hope for more collaborations and more working together, and less competition and less envy of each other, because for some reason in the industry people are looking at the other person as competition, you know what I mean? And maybe that comes from wanting to, I guess, have all the clients or wanting to be the one to get, I don't know where that comes from, but we work so much better together. What I may know, I can help you, and what you may know can help me. And that just fuels our fire, because one thing about it, what's meant for me is meant for me, and what's meant for you is meant for you. If we can put our egos to the side and kumbaya, I'm telling you, we'll be so much stronger together. That's one thing I really hope, as individuals in the industry, that we can do sincerely. So
mm,
definitely that.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
that's so good. Because I remember like there were so many like wasn't there so many hair care shows where they would kind of try to promote that, like is it the Bronnerman brothers in
The
Atlanta?
Bronner brothers.
Bronner
Mm-hmm.
Brothers and things like that. And yeah, I feel like it should be that way. Like there shouldn't be a competition. Everyone, should be working together and
Mm-hmm.
rebuilding that community back into beauty and care, because like I said, like hair for Black women, like that's our crown, and
Yep.
a part of how we really view our beauty and see ourselves as like
Definitely.
healing women. So I definitely think that is something that hopefully will get better and evolve, and even as like consumers as well, like we can
Right.
definitely bring that community back in safe space. So
Yes.
yes, thank you so much, Ashley. This was a great conversation.
Yeah, it is. I'm enjoying myself.
You really brought some insight and different perspectives on the hair care industry. So now that we, talked about the what's going on and everything, it's time to have a little fun here on the Lion's Den. One of the games that I have on the show is we like to call it is essentially fact or fiction. And so what I will do is I'll list a couple of statements and you will share with the audience if it's fact or fiction. Okay. And, I might ask you why or what's the misconception around it, just so that, our viewers can learn something new with this game. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go. First one is perms are bad for your hair. Is that fact or fiction?
Dang. See, that's deep. That's deep. That was a good question too. Well, perms in the technical term is rod sets with activator that makes your hair curly. That's the proper terminology for perm. Now, relaxer is it's a chemical that makes your hair straight. So are we referencing relaxer or perm sets?
So actually relaxers. See,
okay.
Look, we're all learning.
Okay.
Relaxers, okay. Yes.
And perm, that just over the years, that was just something that people people will trend a word, even if it's incorrectly. That's just what we've done culturally over the years. But okay, so relaxers are, you say, is it good or bad for your hair?
Yes.
Or you say, is it bad for your hair?
Yes. Perms are bad, or relaxers are bad for your hair. That's the statement. Is it fact or fiction? Okay.
Yeah. Fiction.
Okay. And why?
So if you're using relaxers incorrectly, they can be horrible on your hair. Meaning you got hair color on your hair or some type of lightener or something. Now, some people's hair just is really strong, so you can do the both, not at the same time, but you can do a relaxer on color treated hair and their hair still is going to be strong and still going to be fine. But what you have to do is when you have a relaxer client, you need to assess their hair so that their hair is resistant or it's sensitive or, or it's mild. You need to know what level of activator should you be mixing with the relaxer or what level relaxer you should be using on your client. Then you need to be timing your client's hair because it's not supposed to be 100% straight. It's supposed to be 70 to 80% straight. So if you time the hair properly, the hair is going to do what it's supposed to do. And if you use the proper products, then also too, the hair is going to do what it's supposed to do. Now, natural hair, of course, is going to thrive better than relaxed hair. It doesn't have any chemicals on it. So of course, natural hair is going to thrive way better than relaxed hair, but relaxed hair doesn't necessarily mean it's bad for you.
Okay, educate us. Wow. Okay, that's a good one. That was really good. Okay.
That was a great question.
All right, next question. Natural hair is versatile. Is that fact or fiction?
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So in what way can natural hair be versatile?
Well, you can style your natural hair just like you can style relaxed hair, just like you can style hair weaves. You can style anything. If it's coming out your head, you can style it, So meaning if your hair is natural, You can silk press it. If you don't want to wear it straight, you can do rods. You can put it, do different styles and a pony, sideways, twist, 2-strand twist outs. It's endless. Braids. You can do whatever you want with your hair, like regardless of what state it in. So if you have natural hair, you definitely can be versatile with your hair.
Yeah, I always like to see. I always see it as like we, Black women have sort of like a superpower when it comes to that. Like we really can do so much with our hair that is so special to us. Like, and so it's like a superpower.
Right.
And so that's something that I take pride in, and I'm like, oh yes. Here I am, Black womening, being able to have that freedom to do so. So I think that's so beautiful. All right, next question. Protective styles can promote hair health. Fact or fiction?
Facts. Super facts. Yeah, because protective styles, what protective styles do is exactly what the name says. It protects your hair. Now, it's good to not do too many things, too much manipulation with your hair. Sometimes if you're constantly doing the same things over and over, putting your hands in and washing it over and over again, silk pressing it over and over again, putting heat to it, sometimes that could cause breakage because you're manipulating the same thing. You're doing the same thing over and over again. With protective styles, you typically have your hair braided up. So maybe it's in crochets, maybe it's in sew-ins, maybe you just got it wrapped up in a quick weave, liquid cap or whatever. And what that is your hair is just standing still. You're not doing anything to it. You have a style that makes you look very nice and presentable, but your natural hair is doing nothing, which if your hair is not doing anything, that's when it gets its best growth, So yeah, protective styles are definitely, you ever heard of like people, grandmothers with hair down their back, they're not doing anything. They're using a little Blue Magic. Y'all remember the Blue Magic grease? Putting the old school products, keeping it in a bun, keeping it in 2 braids, and their hair is constantly growing. So yeah, protective styles is the bomb. It's facts.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. So, you heard it, ladies. Summertime. I believe the protective style this summer is the boho braids because it's everywhere.
Ooh, and I love the boho braids.
They're so pretty. So pretty. All right. Final question. Let's see. What do I have here? Let's go with okay. Black hair can't grow as long as people of color hair. Fact or fiction?
Are you asking, you mean as far as the color of the hair?
The length of the hair. It doesn't grow. Black hair doesn't grow long. You can't have long hair if you are Black people don't have long hair. Let's say that's the statement.
Okay. Now, what was the question again? Okay, because now I see what you're saying. Black people. So we'll say that again.
Black people can't have long hair.
Oh, we all know that's super false.
Yes. Yes.
That's super false. As long as you got follicles, your hair can grow as long as it can. And a lot of it is genetics. Some people's hair just cannot grow past a certain point unless you probably have locks, which is, again, locks grow so long because it's just tied up hair. You're not doing anything to it. You're just constantly, retwisting at the root, but you're not doing anything to it, so it's growing. But some people's hair can't grow past a certain length.
Mm.
But some people genetically, hair can grow really long, and also too, you have to factor in your hair care, what vitamins are you taking? How much water are you drinking daily? Are you getting the proper rest that you need? All of those things factor into vitamins, all those things factor into your hair growth. So regardless of the culture, your race or your nationality, your hair can grow based upon your genetics and what it is that you're doing to maintain your healthy hair. So
Mm. That's good because that can be a big misconception, at least growing up. Like, oh, black people, your hair won't get long, or it's short.
mm-hmm.
And so, yes, educate the people, let
Yeah,
them know we can be Rapunzel too.
we can, but we've made a lot of bad decisions, based off
Yeah,
of what has been advertised for us, based off of what was told that we needed to look like and what we needed to use to look like that. So we were using all these harsh, bad, chemicals on our hair. Is breaking your hair, using them hot combs with grease on your hair. You're burning out the hair. We just doing things to make ourselves look like somebody that we're not. But it has been shown to us on TV,
right.
or when you're walking in the stores, the advertisement, that we need these type of products to basically coincide with other races and cultures. So, that definitely has a lot to do with us not taking care of our healthy hair over the years. But our hair, like I said, with proper hair care, genetics, and all of that, our hair can definitely grow long. I have so many clients with hair down their back. So, yes, full, thick, long hair. So, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. See, so listeners and viewers, please find you a hairstylist that cares about hair because we can have beauty, healthy hair too. Like Ashley
Definitely.
said, it's what you do with it as well. So it's not impossible. This was an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for coming. One of the ways that I like to in the podcast is
Mhm.
by giving and allowing space for my guests to get their feelings off their chest. We like to call it touch grass. So
Okay.
you get 1 to 2 minutes where you can say whatever you want to say, whether you want to rant or you want to call people in, or you want to speak truth to power. It's up to you. So
Okay.
the floor is yours.
Hey, hey, hey. So I want to take this time first to advertise a couple of things that I got going on. Um, I'm also a podcaster. Loren, I'm so proud of everything that you're doing. I love watching your TikTok videos, your vacation videos, you're going to restaurants or different things. I love that content. Keep doing that. Your podcast is amazing. I've had such a great time today. The questions were on point, very necessary, very needed. I hope that the girls and the guys take the time to really look at this, because this is what we need more of on the internet. It was very informative and to the point. So thank you for having me. Also, like I said, I'm a podcaster as well. She's a Hottie podcast where we chew and chat on YouTube. So all Loren subscribers, if you can go on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be amazing. I will really appreciate it. You can take a picture of that. And then I also own a hair salon called She's a Hottie Hair Salon. This QR code takes you directly to my website. You can look at my new hair bundles, my Hottie Hair Raw hair bundles. It's a new venture that I've just started. So I have really great quality hair. And I got a couple of bundles here for you all to see. I got some water wave here. Y'all, it's the bomb. I got some Italian curly. You
Right.
guys, it is like, okay. Then we got some kinky curly for the girls who are wearing their hair natural, want protective styles, want their hair to still look natural. This is a really great one, Kinky Curly. And then I got some, body wave. This is like your standard curl for the loose curls, part in the middle, part on the side. You want that nice flowy look, silky. This would be the body wave would be the one that you would want to go with. And then what I have in my head is a kinky straight. So
So
that's
pretty.
what I got going on as far as that. And outside of that, I want to tell everybody who, if you are an inspiring hairstylist, go after your dreams. Go for what you want out of life. Learn from people who you admire, because they will take you in and mentor you. I had I had the blessings of having someone mentor me, helping me. Shout out to Jolanda Powell. Thank God for her. She helped me become who I am today. So if you're interested in cosmetology world, get with somebody who you admire. Ask them, do they mind answering certain questions for you? They would love to. Take it serious. Really care about people's hair. Really care about your customers and how they're doing. Really care about that and care about your craft. Continue to pour into yourself. And I want y'all all to know, regardless if it's cosmetology or anything that you're doing, go after your dreams. Never stop. Don't listen to what people may be thinking. Don't be scared thinking, oh, don't overthink yourself out of blessings for yourself, because God wants us to be able to flourish in life. And in order for you to flourish, you have to believe in yourself and you have to pour into yourself, and you got to take those risks and jump. So look at Loren. She jumped. She got her podcast. She got her thing going on. She over here looking like Jennifer Hudson, talking show, doing her thing. So, things start off. You got to start and you got to stay consistent. So that's my word for everybody.
Yes, thank you so much. And if you are not subscribed to She's a Hottie podcast, then you need to touch grass. Yes, please support. Thank you again, Ashley, for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. Please make sure to like, share, and